The 2017 Genesis G80. Have you never heard of Genesis before? Well, that's because it is a brand new luxury brand, and guess who owns it? Hyundai. That's right. Hyundai is doing exactly what Toyota did years ago with Lexus and creating its own spin-off luxury brand. I'm Jay, and welcome to this latest episode of Car Buzz Unboxing Reviews. I'm actually really excited to talk to you about this today because I love it whenever there is a brand new brand on the market, and now it's a luxury brand, so that's really cool. And I also want to thank DGDG.com for letting Car Buzz come on down and film this car for you today. So, back in 2009 was when the Hyundai Genesis midsize rear-wheel drive sedan first came out, and everyone was sort of like, Hyundai's building luxury cars now? It just didn't quite seem to fit. And the first generation Genesis was a good, nice car, but it just fell short, especially when compared to, let's say, the BMW 5 Series, the Audi A6, and all those other premium luxury brands. But Hyundai learned a lot from it, and one of the things was marketing and branding, and luxury buyers did not want to drive a Hyundai. Simple as that. The smartest thing to do was create its own brand, and it just went with Genesis because, well, it already had a car named Genesis. But let's start this engine up for you here, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment too. Alright, so that was the entry-level engine. It is a 3.8-liter V6 with 311 horsepower and 293 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode, and power is sent to the rear wheels. Now, you can get a V6 engine with all-wheel drive. It'll cost about an extra $2,500 and adds about 163 pounds to the car's overall weight. Now, the optional engine is a 5-liter V8, but that's rear-wheel drive only, and that has a total of 420 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, and again, it's paired to the same 8-speed automatic. Now, most buyers, I think, are going to want to go for the V6. You don't need the all-wheel drive unless you live in, areas of the country where you get snow and lots of bad weather. Rear-wheel drive will be just fine. Now, when you go for a V8, it's going to be a little faster, but it's also going to, of course, add money to the pumps when you go to fill up with gas. So I think the V6 here is just fine. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.6 seconds. Top speed is electronically limited to 134 miles per hour. Now, that 0 to 60 time, I think it's kind of sluggish. It's not very good for a performance car, but this is not a performance car. It's not a sports sedan. It is a luxury midsize sedan. And the overall exterior styling here, I really like it. It's what they call Parisian gray. It's got the standard 18-inch alloy wheels with all-season tires, LED daytime running lights, hands-free smart trunk, and it's just typical of South Korean automakers, Hyundai, Kia, and now Genesis, where they just offer a lot of stuff standard. And the styling, and in case you saw the emblem there with the sort of the wings on each side, it looks an awful lot like an Aston Martin emblem to me. You see it there right in the center of the wheel. And that's done on purpose. You're not going to see any single Hyundai emblems anywhere on this car. It's not Genesis by Hyundai, nothing like that. It is Genesis G80. Now, you might also be wondering what happened to the Hyundai Equus, which was an even larger sedan based on the same platform as the previous generation Hyundai Genesis. Well, very simple. That is now called the Genesis G90. There you go. Problem solved. Yep, and there's that nice 3.8-liter V6. As I mentioned, go with the V6. The V8 is nice, but let me tell you something that I think you should hold off. If you wanted the V8, you need to wait. Reason being is that Hyundai is actually working on its end performance division. It hired away BMW M's former chief engineer to develop performance Hyundai cars, and Genesis is also going to be given performance cars of its own, but it won't wear the N badge. Point being is that they are going to make a G8 with the V8 and rear-wheel drive, and it is just going to, well, be more performance oriented. So I think the V6 is fine for now. If you want the G80 with a V8, wait. I think it's going to be worth it. And this interior, I mean, this is nice. It's not quite as high tech like the Mercedes E300 I just did an unboxing review of as well. That was all a lot of state-of-the-art high technology that Mercedes just packed into its competitor in this class, midsize sedan luxury level here. But I think for a lot of buyers, this is going to suit their needs. This is what they call ivory interior, and the only other color option is black. And the interior quality is just really, really good here. Now, this particular G80, it is equipped with the Ultimate package, which costs an extra $4,200. And you just get a lot of premium upgrades. I'll tell you about that in a second. But just look at this rear seat. This is extremely roomy. And that is one of my favorite things about this car, is that the front and rear seat passengers just have an abundance of room. And sometimes in this midsize sedan category, whether it's luxury or non-luxury, I don't know. Sometimes it's not so midsize to me. But none of that here. So, okay, as I was saying, the Ultimate package, extra $4,200. What does that get you? Well, there is also a premium package, which this car has, $4,750, has a panoramic sunroof, front and rear parking sensors, but inside you get an upgraded 9-point-inch touchscreen with navigation, HD display, upgraded Lexicon 17-speaker audio system, premium leather seating, a power driver's seat cushion extender, and side bolster. And yes, looking at the dash there, that is all real matte finish wood trim and aluminum trim. Yeah, it's not plastic, it is real aluminum, and man, I was really thrilled to see that here. That is a sign that Hyundai's new Genesis luxury brand is being a true luxury brand. They didn't cut corners there. They needed to use premium interior materials because, remember, you're going up against cars like the Audi A6, which just has a fantastic interior quality, as does every single Audi. And Genesis just knew that, look, if we want to compete in this category here, we got to deliver the goods, and they did. Now, some of the standard features on every G80 you're going to get is an 8-inch touchscreen with navigation, rear view camera, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capability, 7 speakers, Bluetooth, leather wrap powered tilt and telescopic steering wheel with the driver's seat, side mirrors, and steering column memory. It's just, you get a lot for your money. And when I get to pricing, you'll see what I mean. As far as the infotainment system here, I think it worked very well. I mean, if you go to something like BMW's iDrive or Audi's MMI, it can be a little confusing, but I thought this was very intuitive. And just like with those German brands, you control everything on that touchscreen there with that rotary dial that was originally started by BMW with its iDrive way back in around 2001. So let's talk safety here a bit. Now, what I was also really happy to see is that the G80, it earned an overall 5-star US government crash test rating. And get this, I just want to list for you all of the standard safety features this car comes with. Electronic stability control with traction control, ABS brakes, total of 9 airbags including driver's knee airbag, automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection and rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, smart cruise control with stop start. Now, a lot of those things such as the automatic emergency braking, blind spot detection, you have to pay more for in other cars, but no, it is standard here. And that is what I'm talking about. When you get to a car in this price category, and again, I'll get to that very shortly, you should be getting a lot of things for the money, and just typical of the South Koreans to give you excellent value. Now, I think this car is going to appeal to people who, well, they may not have been in the market for a BMW 5 Series or an Audi A6 or even a Mercedes E-Class because it's just out of their price bracket, but this won't be, and they're going to get a lot of the same features and quality as you would in those German cars. And the overall fit and finish, interior, very impressive. Ah, yes, there it is, a panoramic sunroof. That's what I'm talking about. It's part of the premium package. It's great to have. I'm beginning to wonder that a panoramic sunroof should be standard in just about every single premium luxury car, but it's just not happening quite yet, but give it time. Now, this does not have a dual clutch. I think I would have liked to have seen it. I think that would have helped things, but again, remember, there is going to be a higher performance G8 coming out, and I think a dual clutch will be a great match with that V8 engine, but again, this is the V6. And it's really nice how the driver can just, with the electronic steering column there, just really make the driver's seat and position their own. And having this driver information screen system here, it's not like you see for example, in the brand new Audi A4, which it's literally a second 12.3-inch touchscreen right in front of the driver. But this system here, it is very, very nice. And as is this exterior. And if you take a look at the rear windshield there, yeah, that's a retractable sunshade. Again, it's a part of the Ultimate package, and it's really good to have. And the overall exterior styling, we'll see more of that in just a moment. I was very happy with it. What I also found kind of interesting with the G80 is that you only had a choice between rear wheel or all-wheel drive with the V6 model, and the premium package or the Ultimate package. That's about it. And when you get the Ultimate package, $4,200 extra, you get everything in the premium package plus a few other upgrades, such as that better touchscreen and a better audio system as well. But even the premium package at $4,750 is not that bad, especially when you add it to the base price. And speaking of pricing, let's talk about that, finally. So a base V6 model with a rear-wheel drive starts at $41,400. Now, this car with the premium and Ultimate packages plus a $950 destination, grand total, $51,345. That's really not bad at all. However, that also costs $2,650 more than its Hyundai Genesis predecessor. So, by creating its own luxury brand, Hyundai, now Genesis, has added, money to the price. But what can you do with that? And the competition, as I already mentioned, the Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, Mercedes-Benz E-Class. I'd also like to add to that, let's say, the Cadillac CTS, Volvo S90, and the Jaguar FF. Now, all those cars I just mentioned start in the higher, above $45,000, if not around $50,000, and they go well into even up to the $70,000 range, but you don't get that with the G80. This car, except for the V8, it's got everything, and of course all-wheel drive, just over $51,000. That's not bad at all. That's value, and that's luxury value if you want to call it that too. And of course you get a nice sized trunk here, 15 cubic feet, rear seats fold down, 60-40 split. And take a look at that front emblem there. I'm still a little undecided on that. It just screams Aston Martin to me, especially with that big front grille, which I kind of think of as a combination of Aston Martin and Audi, but it's okay. It works. But the overall exterior design here, as I said, I think Genesis did a really, really good job with it. It certainly catches the eye, and that's okay that it's not a pure sports sedan. Genesis is going to get there because the leap forward from the first generation Hyundai Genesis to this car is pretty significant in my opinion. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first generation Genesis just because it just wasn't refined enough, but it's been fixed here. And this exterior styling is a perfect reflection of it. It's a little conservative, but they know who the buyers are for this. It's not younger buyers. It's people who are older and they finally want to treat themselves to a luxury car, but they still don't want to spend $60-some thousand for a Mercedes for so many features that they don't even know that they have or don't know how to use. And this G80 here is just much more straightforward. And of course, when you buy one of these things, you're going to get 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary services, including valet. So when you take the car to the dealership, they'll pick you up and take you home. They're giving you the luxury ownership experience here. But anyway, I'm out of time for today. Everyone, thanks for watching. Any more questions for me, leave them in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions for future unboxing reviews, also leave those for me in the comment section. And be sure to subscribe to the CarBuzz Unboxing YouTube channel. So I'll see you next time.